Alright guys, it's game 3 for the grand finals of LCK. So T1 was able to get it back. Honestly, don't think they should have won that game, but they did. We're back with the Vi ban, still center ban perma on red side. So they ban Varus. Will they answer ban Kalista? Probably not, because they played Draven. If they ban Draven, they'll ban Kalista. They ban TF once again, they ban Ori. So Ori is perma banned all the time into Faker. Will they roll out the same thing? They banned Kalista, so they don't want to play the Draven, which now means that there's Zeri and Jinx both open as scaling picks. There's no really... I mean, they still can play Draven. Like, they can play Draven specifically into Zeri. We'll see what they want to do with this.
Maybe you just take it away. I mean, Chovy obviously is so good at this pick. Could be a consideration here. Nautilus also available though, so a lot of value still left up.
I'd love to see the Azir myself, but the Talia for
so
Faker,
he's going the Azir. Now, I don't know if Faker has an A-Soul, or if Faker is going to play Corki, or what, but they're taking Azir. They have to pick part of their bot lane in this situation. I think, owner showed that he needs to be on those good forward picks. Don't play Maokai. So we'll see if they go that route with him this time. Lucian? That's interesting. Talia. Okay. I don't know why I forgot about Talia as like in the rotation of the primary picks, but Talia's good. So how are they gonna round this out? Because if they're playing Lucian, then you can go the Lulu, the Zeri Lulu, and just beg them to like beat you. Like you could definitely do that. Outside of that, it's like, I mean, you can play. I mean, Nautilus is open. Plays XR. We'll see.
It's a thing we haven't seen contested yet because it's been about Kalista and Varus. The Lucian Nami is coming, and unless GenG is going to pull out the Draven Nami themselves, I imagine it'll just be Zeri Lulu. This though.
Oh, so they're doing the Philios. The Philios version, okay. Yup. So the reason why you pick Lulu, so like this one was like pretty much a guarantee to be taken. It's because of her polymorph, so when this guy jumps in, you just press Lulu W on him. And I mean, he's going to go cleanse, but you press this and it kind of like stops like 1 billion damage coming out. But they decided to go the Philios version. You don't go the Jinx version because that's way too weak. You could go Zeri, which is not half bad at all. And definitely like the stronger pick, but they went the Philios version.
Vote of confidence, but he needs to actually be able to deliver.
Bans wise, what do they need to focus on? Once again, I think they need to like look for Xin Zhao, look for like these kinds of champs, especially because they're playing with Talia. They could even go Sejuani technically, and then pick like Sejuani with like a Renekton top or something like that, which would be really interesting. We'll see. I do think they're probably just gonna go the route of him playing carries though. Rumble's banned again. They banned Jace again.
What do they want to take away with this Bane already gone? Certainly Zays started off a bit slow, but felt like came back a bit there in the second game, and we're gonna take away
K'Sante? I don't think I would give a shit about K'Sante in this game. Like, if I'm playing a Philios Azir, this is just a whatever ban. Like, this literally does not matter. If they're playing Vayne, like Vayne top specifically, yeah, I can see that being annoying and creating an issue. And if it's really that big of an issue, like, okay, sure, I guess you can ban it. But the K'Sante, don't ban that. That's whatever. Like, the world I can see is that they're not banning the Xin because they feel like, one, they might just have a straight answer to it, so like that's why they don't care, right? Like they themselves could play Sejuani into it, and that would be fine.
In that last game.
Because this is very expected. Like, I'm expecting him to choose this champion. Like, he played well with it. You're playing with Nami as well, so like it has some synergy. But what route are you going? Are you going to Sejuani Renekton? Are you going... You can't blind Rek'Sai. I mean, I guess in theory you could, but I probably wouldn't. There's Volibear. Like, you could play Volibear with... Shit, I don't know. I don't know, dude. You're blinding top anyways.
T1 have so many ways they can just control those dragons and late game team fights as well. Jax, the most obvious option here, really good into Zinzao, but not that great.
Could not blind that. Oh! Okay, so the Sejuani I was correct on, because it feels right. Like, so they gave Xin because they want to get this, right? And then they blind Rek'Sai. So they're anticipating that he has no legitimate answers into Rek'Sai. Which, I mean, there's Urgot coming up. I think you can play Nasus into it. You can play Singe. You can play... There's actually a lot of answers into it. It's not actually a great blind. Zac, that's very much another option. So... But then again, when I think about it, it's like, is there like anything he could really pick? Because like if he picks, I mean, Zac can beat Renekton, but he would pick Aatrox, and that would be just as much of an issue. I guess in the end of the day, you just had to choose whatever you felt was going to be like the most okay. I probably would have preferenced picking Aatrox than Zac still. And I say that just in that he would do quite a lot more, I feel like. Because you're playing Lucian, Nami, and Talia. Like, your engage kind of blows. I mean, I guess the Zac does make up for that. Like, he kind of helps with that. But I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. I always try my best to think about like how can you min-max things, and in the end of the day, it's like maybe Rek'Sai really is literally the best pick you can do without screwing over your top laner and perma-covering bot because they're playing into Lucian Nami. Also, I probably would preferred if they 5-stacked into bot side, because I think they can do that against enemy comp and just ensure they get like that positioning, because it's not like anything else bad is gonna happen. But we'll see. We'll see if they can survive and chill out. I mean, nothing's surprising yet. You know, they're both like cleared downward. Sejuani may be a little bit faster. It seems like they're able to turn the wave, which is like really, really good, because these guys 2-wave crash. The shields are on point, so they've really reduced a lot of damage. And I think they're just a little worried about Sejuani being here earlier, so they're kind of giving some leeway to this instead of pressing even harder. And so this kind of turns the wave around. Because if Xin was backing them up sooner, or let's say like they get this crash, and let's say Lucian moved up and he warded the try, because he definitely could, and he probably should have, not from this positioning, but actually walked around and warded this, then they can play hard again. And it's gonna be spicy, right? But it's good because you win the 1v... does he win the 1v1 early, actually? In theory, he should. In theory, he should, but I've definitely seen Sejuani just do a bunch of damage. This wave turning around on them, though, is pretty bad for T1. Like, now they're basically playing to get a crash and get out. Because that means, like, they're successful in everything. Ooh. I don't like that.
so many times. It's
Oh, yeah.
still relevant. You know, you saw a lot of wacky
So,
early aggression. In the early days where you could just
I am a firm belief they should never move up for this. This is actually bad for their game. What they should do is say, screw the crab, this is done. I'm gonna move here and just overwatch this position and start basing. Like, really, like, that's all you can do. Or you're gonna ward here. Oh, even that's not that great. I think Canyon just has to overwatch this, and then they can actually fight them on this wave that's like frozen here, because if they don't do this and they move for the ward, this gives T1's like botting a little bit of time to actually start hitting the wave and slow it down. And sure, even though Canyon does get the chance to actually contest this, like, this is not great. He's also, God, Canyon's getting kind of wrecked. So he lost the crab, and I don't know. He's gonna get flashed on. God, what a moron, dude. So Canyon just killed himself for whatever reason. And I can tell you for sure the way the bot wave was prevented GenG's duo from actually playing the way they want to into them. So now, ooh, Guma is semi-trolling. He's gonna get chased down a little bit. Well, Guma trolled there, but the idea again is that this is not good for GenG's bot lane. Like, Canyon 100% trolled the situation, and him pulling his bot lane was not good. Like, ever. Like, they should definitely finish the crash with him overwatching, get a ward, base, he bases, that's it. Like, don't worry about it. They could even not even base, they literally could just like hold the bot brush, and then they always have advantage to kind of like do what they want, and Xinjiao would have to come bot to kind of deal with it, and then Canyon can sword behind just in case that situation.
Trying to get yourself out of a rough situation, and you're going to be able to play towards this as well. Oh,
that is not a very important spot to back in. They will have it denied. Will continue on this. It's just Nami and Xinjiao. Now the rotation coming from the Zac as well. Keen on the run, on the burrow. Has to flash away. Here comes Faker with his wall, and Keen is in so much trouble here. Will even bother to throw out his own.
So this is interesting. So I'm going to start from here, just because I kind of, I need to make sure I'm tracking everything correctly. So, they know Canyon's taking the Raptors, right? And they know that this guy cheated the wave so they can play into him. And since Ballin already on a base anyways, Pace is cheating his wave with his blue gun. This means that, yeah, Keen is like literally open for a play. So Keen's open to a play, which, I mean, come on, man, like, I know cheating the wave is good, but you can at least back a little bit further away. And so Kira has a really good read on this. And then, yeah, I mean, Faker joins, they kill him. Now the upside of this play is the fact that Lulu is balling already. So she, like, she was going through mid to get some vision for Faker, and now he's already bot lane. And so their dual lane has some control of this situation. Like, the wave is pulling out, so like Lucian can't do anything. And they're also taking quite a bit of poke damage. They actually managed to take the pink, which was, that's kind of surprising. Now see, this is just awkward because the wave is pulling, right? You just keep the wave going. Like, you already won, huge win, huge dub, and then he starts turning the wave because he has jungle coming. But personally, I don't think he should ever do that. Like, Lehens has no mana, so Lehens also...
Putting GenG on the back foot right from the get-go. We do have Paze and Lance.
Yeah, it was a necessary shield. So Lehens kind of lost all of his mana for fun. And because they turn the wave, that means they have the implication that they want to fight for Dragon. Like, Chovy's even kind of like fight for his vision because Chovy's even moving down.
of threatening along mean stairs, but not gonna
Is this correct?
Although we do see
Because they couldn't even like... No, this is incredibly incorrect.
You can certainly push them out and get some,
So, okay, how about this?
Really gonna be able to kill them, but
Because they have jungle on their side, it's fine to turn this wave over and contest this, like, this vision or hold this vision. That is true.
they can certainly push them out. And they're
Like,
feeling
this
pretty
is
good
definitely
about
true,
this
because they
2v2
walk in,
scenario
because they
at
want
the
to
moment.
overtake this.
He has red white. Bit of that ward real quick. And Canyon's coming over.
Yeah.
And you can keep the wave neutral, because neutral is good. You don't want it to be, like, fast push, you want it neutral. But this next wave,
So just a lot of threatening.
if they didn't push as fast as they did here,
I don't think they're really going to be able to
like-
kill them, but they can certainly push them
like
out.
right here,
And they're feeling pretty good about this 2v2 scenario at the moment.
sorry, not right here, like right here.
Desperately trying to put on as much pressure down here as possible.
Like, he shouldn't, in my opinion, he shouldn't have tried to be hitting the wave any more than he
They can
is.
certainly push them out, and they're feeling pretty good about this 2v2
Like, keep it
scenario.
pulling, and then they can still contest this as normal, and then they get pushed out. Because the wave took so much damage. Like, you have to wait till the last second to hit this shit. So he should have waited longer to hit this. Should wait longer to hit this. Should wait longer. Well, I mean, this one is. Shoots that one fine.
Canyon's still not level 6, but here's owner.
Yeah, he had to take that one.
So just
But they can wait just a little bit longer on those. Canyon should never bother doing the dragon. Don't worry about it. Canyon can literally stay here, and he should stay here. And then this wave would be about here when the cannon's coming, and then you build this cannon out, crash it. Now you can shift over, and then you can fight this. Sorry that I didn't really like. It took me a little bit to explain this, but like, I wanted to make sure I was looking at the wave properly because like I just don't have POVs. So they kind of screwed themselves pretty hard on the bot wave, and Canyon also kind of screwed them a bit with how this was. And without Blue Gun, they can't just like overforce the push. So now T1's balling gains control again when they shouldn't have had it, and that's off Canyon's play. Off Canyon and then also the wave play. Now the upside of this is like, yeah, T1 is able to get the dragon, but then, you know, GenG is taking like the top side camps. Cool, great. These guys are able to get plates and they're actually overstaying, so they're down a buy, which means that they have to fabricate a buy at some point. And this may lead to them just losing a whole bunch. Now hopefully this is on a cannon wave, so it's not nearly as much. Oh, that's weird. That was like a 20-second time skip. Huh. So it seems like he dropped some farm to do this, but it wasn't too much. So again, it must have been a cannon wave. So they swapped the duo out of this situation because they want to prioritize on getting the 6 grubs. And he got all of them. I mean, it's fine. Like, in the end, it's fine. Like, obviously, T1's bot lane is, like, doing the slow shift up. And they're first on this play. And he has purple gun next. Which really sucks, though, is that the fact that he got hit by this... Like, good on Faker, the fact he got hit on this means he can't instantly DPS Faker. But Canyon dies, so it's a 1-for-1. The upside is like, yeah, maybe this guy gets to like hit this a little bit.
It is looking down onto Guma, so he's just considering it. Doesn't really have enough stuns. Fight against Guma right now. We consider this a 3-1 scoreline, and NG only a little bit behind here. A lot of that is from play goal pick up top, play goal pick up mid here, and it's demolished on Jovi with this here. He does have the 6 grubs, and it's very classic. We saw a lot from Rui, we saw from Top using the LCK, just push that Aphelios lane swap pop early with the white gun, and just crescendo your way through the turret. Go for the dive, and answer by T1, they're already pushing top side.
I don't know.
T1 didn't respond so well, and rotating Guma up here was massive.
I mean, like, even from just the standpoint of this, like, Azir is second on this move, so it's a fast play. Like, you really gotta make this count. And he never needs to actually walk up, because he can just sniper Q, sniper R for the double procs, and it's fine. And like he's like trying to flash so he can get the W, but I think his R range is better. Like he's flashing for the polymorph, but he could easily just press R on this guy, press R, then press W, and this guy never like escapes either. So not the best combination by him. And that's the only way this play works, because otherwise it's too slow. It's too slow, and he dies because of it.
Yeah, not at the moment, but the AD carry's just sitting on a shield for now, so trying to utilize that to push out mid waves and get some priority coming. First item here on pretty much every AD carry. Canyon now joining on up, trying to help push this one out. He is double level on Faker as Ult's gonna hit Guma.
Oh, well, that's Dragon.
Carry.
So you're on blue-red, which is like not anything serious. Chovy is preventing, so like Faker was gonna have first move, so Chovy moved over and fought him, so he can't actually join this like properly, which is good by Chovy. He throws the R for fun, and then he also Qs. He could just Q this way, and he's probably okay. But it's a really good Nami R by Kiria. And then he had the flash away. So he lost his flash. Dragon's up in 15 seconds. 100% it's gone. So at this point, GenG's on like the defensive and trading. That's what you're looking for. Surely they don't just like actually still get it, do they?
Immediately responded to by the side of GenG. Bubble has to be flashed by Chovy, who's now looking to make the play. Knocks up two with him, an owner.
Hold on. I need to look at this again. Because Xin Zhao's in the area, there's no point on him going into the middle of the wave. Like, this is the wave you're fighting on. So, like, he should be here. Just, like, eyeing any situation. And his bot lane, that means his bot lane can just run at them any way they see fit. Like, they can trade onto this guy, they can trade onto this guy, and it's fine, because you always have jungle. Like, their jungle is late. And at the same time, because Zac is, like, fucking around with this, like, Krug situation, Zac should just be taking, like, who cares what the Rek'Sai's doing? Like, maybe he's trying to do the same thing that Chovy's doing, and he's trying to, like, stop the Rek'Sai from shifting, but he never will be able to, because if the Rek'Sai E's over, it doesn't matter. So if Zac's like moving this way, I think it's okay, just to eye to see what happens. And then once like the mid play, because like Zac would still be walking up. Like, I don't know why he's going to Krugs, but Zac would be like about here at this point. And maybe he might be able to actually look here, interesting enough. And if not, then he would go back bot. Because somehow Keen is like burst on the bot wave, even though Zac did nothing. And then the Xin Zhao was also like in the river doing the he's on the drag. Like, I don't know what he's doing. Either way, like, he should literally be present on this mid wave, so like this, they can't ever do this. So now they have control, and now we have TPs coming. I mean, he had to flash because the Zero, like, TP is definitely not good. And Faker also took his time on this TP, so you're playing slow. It's slow, you're playing for the fight, you're not playing for the dragon. Ooh. Ooh, fucking Keen though. So, Guma is like pressing, Guma has flash. He actually walks into flash range and gets stuck in the Q animation, which obviously is his fault. There's also no, from what I can tell, no ulti. No ulti, no ulti, no ulti. Has none. So these are like the most important things you gotta like pay attention to. He has to burn flash. You're chilling out a little bit. I don't know. Cause like he also doesn't have flash. It's just because of the fucking Keen W, man. but the Philios dies with full sums.
Flashed by Toby, who's now looking to make the play, knocks up two of them, and Owner. The bubble has to be flashed by
I mean, like, he's stuck in the animation too. Like, there's no threat here, so like, there's no point on going down. He should go up. So he's like closer to this fight situation. And if Owner gets on him, he has barrier, like there's like a lot of spells, like nothing bad's gonna happen to him. He even has red-blue with the ulti, so like he is super, super safe in this situation, like really, really safe. And they know Zac is TPing here. Like they know Zac is gonna jump over the wall, so you just want to give yourself some separation. The fact he's going into his R animation means he can't flash. So like he's trying to aid the play, but also he sees this coming. So technically if he really wanted to, he could flash this way and then do like dump his shit. But no matter what, this is just a sick play by Keen. But the fact that he didn't do that lets Zac kind of just jump all over them.
For the side of Toby, who is full health, and nobody on the side of T1 is really able to do any damage to him. Ult comes out from the side of Keen, and now the chase is on. They look to take out the Zac.
And he still dies, but like Paige should never die there. Like never. Paige should never die there. But holy fuck, Keen. Oh, and Guma. Like he literally... There's literally only one threat in front of him. One threat that has flash. And he fucking dies to it. Unreal.
It's not half bad. We've definitely seen worse spots for it. And got Nami as well. You know, Zinzo, Faru, Lulu. It's a high tech, but we'll take it. And it is fine. And you know, Pace also able to this last in that fight, so he kind of got bouncy house in the back line by the Zac fight. Bunch of knockouts, but he's gonna have it for the next fight.
The Zac should have done another bot wave. Like, let me explain it this way. So look at the map. So they've had bot push. GenG's had this bot wave push for a long time. So that's why you see like Keen, he pushed this and he's just been chilling. This is also why like Chovy's just chilling here the whole time, right? When they get this push in, they're first onto it, right? You don't have anyone to flank from the top side already, which is like interesting. Like your mid laner is really late, and ideally he would be here, and then you'd wall this, and then you just kind of run your faces into them, right? Like that's typically how this would go. But by the time you get there at this point, like yeah, he's in position to do this play, and you would have to go just a little bit further to make it work, right? Which, I mean, like he's like, I don't know what he's doing. Like he's running away. Like he technically could still run this way and wall, and you can like go for it, right? Like you definitely can go for it. And I guess maybe it's worth for them to try it, only in the sense that I say that they do get outscaled, right? Like their bot lane does lose to these two champions. Like Azir, it depends. I mean, people would say Azir outscales Talia, but like Talia has good range and damage too. And then top side, it's like, I mean, Zac wins for sure. Later on, like Zac definitely is better. So it's like semi-even, losing, better, worse, better. Their comp's definitely better later on. Just more ways to kind of play the game and win. So if they're gonna do this, you know, at least put yourself in the position to do this correctly. Because also you have no Lucianar, and you have no Namiar still. So if you do this play, like Zac will throw his body into them. He has flash, he can get out. No, it's not a play. Even if you wall them in, they have so many ways to just escape out of this situation. So if I'm Zac, I do another wave, so I push this in, and then I can shift here, then we gain control of this, we can even wall them, we take the mid turret. Yeah, we might lose this to like Keen hitting this, but like, you gotta do something that's like at least semi like rewarding. Because Because this, like, he just kills himself. Like, Owner just killed himself.
Going straight for the magic pen here right after the Seraphs means that Faker isn't necessarily going to be breaking anything anytime soon. Yeah, Shelly finding a little headbutt over the wall there, still being able to take on the mid lane turret. Big win for GenG, and crucially here, I see Owner feeling confident. It makes sense given how tanky things are. Here, chain impeccable, and you're also going to do anything on Rek'Sai has already fulfilled the channel. Ian was back into sustain, and here that flash on Faker is actually used. Every time he is down, Ian seems to flex. Chovy is going to have so much more offensive threat because he has GenG. I can see the gold lead here for GenG after these last 2 fights. Start to get up there. It's only 2,000. This is a significant advantage they have with better scaling costs. 6 grubs. I mean, Chovy's still another turret here with that demolish. Yeah, it definitely feels like Chovy's just kind of allowed to do every once again. I mean, he's here on the Azir. He's very ahead in terms of XP. He's got a nice farm lead going as well. And he's taking Azir, as you guys mentioned many times. So it's just so hard to punish, right? So he's just kind of rampaging around the rift. Yes, he had a blast in the last big fight, but still no threat to him at the moment. T1 will have to find an answer for that. So just a small dash into setting up turret. Full positioning there from Chovi. He had cleanse and flash, but he was very far.
Okay, they're doing a 2-1 lane control. So this is a little bit different because they aren't doing this as much in the first 2 games, but in this one they're really putting focus on keeping 2 lanes. And then of course this rewards them with Dragon, but for T1, notice that this time they're actually giving up the objective well early enough. It's like, you know, it's the typical fashion. It's like they're taking, like, losing top tier 1 does not matter, by the way, like absolutely does not matter. What looks way better is that they're gonna push this out. Azir can just base and go and get this wave, then they can go here and they can retake this. And keep in mind, Lulu already based too, so like she's taking a tempo base here, right? So she's already taking a tempo base, which is fine, and then you can fake flex on mid wave to make sure this is done. These guys are obviously not showing the T1 members, so I mean, probably Aphelios is like light catches this then. I was gonna say you could catch up here, but these guys would never show. So since they're never showing, they could be playing here, and you just can risk being a play. So you're getting the dragon, you're getting this, you're getting the mid wave, you're slow recovering this. It's easy. Instead, they risk it all. You use both TPs to kind of to try to defend this, which obviously is very ballsy.
Very questionable TP here from the side of Chovy.
It's really ballsy. And T1 is so quick to pounce on this because they need any play to happen. So it's a 1-0, technically. It's a 1-1, but they didn't get the kill or anything. But I'm pretty sure on T1's side, like, they're pretty happy about that. I mean, Faker should never die, of course. Like, he should never die there.
This is pretty basic here. Chovy gets the ultimate off. Faker does not drop turret aggro. Unfortunately, he will end up dying here. He should have been able to escape there and then have T1 secure these kills here without any problem. The ultimate off TPs as well. Drop turret aggro.
I don't know.
Right now, when we get the fight, how much damage to do? Keep an eye on that.
I mean, all the power to GenG trying to make that play work, but like, I would not have tried to make that play work. Okay, you fucking kidding me? Again, let's look at this from GenG's like standpoint. We push spot. My mid is taking a base. Doesn't have TP. My top laner is on the move. We're gonna get light vision, and then we're gonna test the next mid wave high. No. Contest this high here. Who gives a shit about this shit? My Zier's not gonna be there. He has TP. Like, the Zac is topside. This is just a big, like, ask of saying you're gonna fucking lose. Yeah, and he gets that. Did they even check to see if there's wards here? Because they know they cleared wards. So they know there's a chance that there could be snuffed wards. Especially when they clear that one. And he loses all of his HP, and then this guy's behind. And if I'm Pays, what do I do here? I mean, you already know there's a TP behind you. This is awkward. I mean, like, this is led by Canyon, too. Like, led by Canyon, led with Lehens. These guys are just a bunch of goofballs.
And it's the same thing that happens in Lance. Play the call against Homa, he went in, the team is ready to walk up, and around the barrel, GenG trying to get something out of it, and they end up playing massively.
It feels like we're witnessing the game of a choke here from GenG in this series. There's some small unnecessary choices being made, and the punch will be there for a team like T1. They will not let you get away with it. And a bit of Andy's gonna be there as well with Joey's ultimate. Keen's knock up there. Look at the full range of the push up the inside. Canyon. Yeah, okay, he's made his presence very well known, but he's not gonna go behind that pitch to elite T1 Baron. He's like Megaton limit. He's testing the Megaton limit, says. Hey, so let's the squad on the top here. I think he thinks that maybe it's set up for Canyon for an engage over the wall with the wild growth. He gets to use on himself here.
Man, I don't know. This is crazy. It's honestly just crazy how stupid this shit was by GenG. I mean, great on T1 to really capitalize and instantly punish, because they know when these moments happen, like, they will actually take them. Unlike other teams, like, they will fully, gladly grasp these situations. But, like, GenG cannot keep making these kinds of mistakes.
Let's see what this turn looks like. They spot him, and that's just get away. They're gonna back away from this. And the trade was taken at the same time. T1 utilizing their Baron very, very well. Getting some leads, picking up the Dragon as they're now on some point of this 10 seconds. As mentioned before, it's gonna be great for this match. Since now, the Nami, right, there is going to be some value in this soul. And T1 looking for a bit more. Gonna take a chunk of this bottom lane as well. And just playing so well. They denied Kobe's angle there. 4 engage, and this push bottom 4. And there's not really anything GenG can do about it. And they have so much deep vision here. And the Baron plays from T1. You know, every time they get these, they are able to do so much with them. The aggressive back control here. With engaged tools like the Rek'Sai and the Sejuani here, so difficult to pull up when you don't have control. You have to lean these CCs together, or you have to stand or pace through that damage. But SCIE obviously will be doing a ton of it. Won't be able to break necessarily through the tank line. This is just present tab.
I'm so curious. I'm so curious how to handle this, because so far, none of these teams make any plays inside. Well, actually, that's not true. T1 does. GenG doesn't. Actually, that's also not true. What am I saying? I'm trying to say that these teams don't make plays inside, but I have to remind myself that T1 did these plays in Game 1. In Game 2, they did some of these plays with a soul in the side, but it was like not like the most perfect, but the idea was good. For T1, though, like it's clear that they actually understand the lane to kind of go through. But we'll see how they do this setup, because, you know, you have 3 people top, and my first thought is, like, yeah, you placed 2 wards here. Okay, you don't have another pink. Is this the best pink to uphold? Not really. They see Lulu's clearing bot wards, and Aphelios is not on mid-wave. So you have first push on mid-wave, and Lulu's gonna be a little late into topside. So I don't think you have to pink the spot that Nami did right away. I don't think that's really necessary. I think there's also a chance that him walking in this way...
And healing as well, and it's not impossible for GenG to find, but I feel like Chovy's playmaking potential...
I mean, the thing is, like... Where was this guy? Like, Chovy should do another wave, for sure. Especially because, like, people are showing on topside, Chovy should do another wave. 100%. It's fine for Nami to walk in. I mean, it's true that Rek'Sai could, in theory, be here, but they have enough members here, doesn't matter.
Not really giving the same angles that we saw. Has been a much better.
I don't know. Dude, I think Azir should have done another wave. Like, I feel like if he took the time to do this, yeah, they're gonna get more control here, but you're not really doing anything anyways. Like, if you look what he's doing, like, it didn't accomplish anything. Like, at all. But my biggest issue with this T1 setup is once you get control of this, you'll lean here, and you'll take this wave. So when Nami found this guy, ideally these two would be sitting here to take this wave, because Sejuani is their only form of engage. Like, yeah, like Azir could look, but the whole point is you take the wave here, now you have down there to deal with this, and then once these guys get aligned, now you have full control, right? That's typically how it goes. But they let the mid-wave slip, so now they're like forced to like do this top lane. Like, they must make something happen, or they have to waste an entire wave turn in which GenG will properly set up to defend at that point. So they go all in to just try to do something here. Doesn't do anything.
from the ground
And
up, and he's gonna need a good 5 minutes to do that. So T1 definitely have a lot of time. They are gonna find this angle on a Faker to do that. So T1 definitely pull from the ground up.
that's like for Faker, like you can't, like Keen is doing a good job of kind of like keeping him away from this area. They're like, oh, Keen is here. Like, can I do this actually? If I go this way, are they gonna catch me?
Yes, he has his IE, but no LGR in sight. He's gonna need
And this is also the idea that they want to continue to deal with this wave here. In reality is they could actually 5-man group, go here, get this, and go into boss side. And this is actually perfectly fine of a play. Like, they actually could do this and say, well, you can push out top then. We're gonna do this, then we're gonna base, then we're gonna get this, like... But they don't want to do that. They want to go for the next top wave. So Guma's still top, looking for the wave. Now they're kind of getting routed a little bit. Canyon spots the situation. So Faker's getting played on. Obviously, you know, if he Zonia's right away, takes 0 damage, but whatever. This happens. Hayes has to walk through an awkward spot again. And he's about to get... his guns are okay, but, like, not great. Like, these are definitely not, like, I'm gonna, like, win a close fight, like, infighting situation. No fucking way. So he's... What is Lulu using her spells on? Lulu R Canyon? Ugh, God. I'm just trying to look, just... Does he W someone? He shields him, but... And he also blocked no damage. I don't know. I mean, like, I think Canyon doing this is fine. Like, they know these guys are on your backside. But I do think, like... These are both your frontliners, though, and Guma's on the backside. Like, this is actually a huge issue, because he's gonna come right into here. So... These guys are fine at this point. Like, these guys can fight these three without that much issue. Azir should never E this way. Like, Azir should stand tall, just throw soldiers and fight this way. Then he actually could help deal with this guy. Lulu also should help deal with this guy. He shouldn't R this guy. This is a bad play by him. It's a bad play by Chovy. And Pace is just kind of in a really, really exposed situation. Because, like, once it becomes like this, it's like, okay, I don't have Lulu R, so I should have been able to cancel this guy already. And then I should have been able to polymorph him, which also would have been nice. But he can't do any of that. So this is not Pei's fault. Like, I know I've, like, said some bad things about Pei's, but, like, this is not his fault. Like, this is his teammates' fault. And they just get absolutely wiped. Like, what a horrific... Like, I don't want to say horrific, but it's like... It's just one of those cases where you get really caught up in wanting to make a play happen, like make a play work, and you all just lose your minds. Like, I bet there's a world where King could have played this better too. Because he's going in. No. Keen did the right thing. I was gonna say, like, can Keen, like, stop this guy? Nah, he needs to go on this guy. This is fine. What is happening?
Chovy is Azir, and he is trying to continue on this one. I mean, Taze is just so tanky, and now the follow-up is coming in. We do have the Zonias, but Chovy instant timing on the jump coming through from Baker, and the end of Chovy as well.
I don't know, man. We'll skip through this, because we already talked about it.
The Merc as well on top of, you know, the part here for Zayas, I mean, there's so many reasons why Toby's not going to be able to get on his own.
Nami had the flash.
Cannot be caught in subsequent fights, but he also can't get away from the Zac, who's just accessing the backline for free over and over again. He can't go super deep because then they don't protect Pace, and they just don't have damage, so...
Especially Pace doesn't have flash. What's he gonna do? It's fine to me.
And now from so far behind, G, they're just gonna start. They say, well, T1 can do it, why can't we? Unfortunately, they are quite far behind, and T1 right here, so it's just going to be an attempted turn here from the side up, and T1 can do it.
Oh, that is just fucking wild what he just did. Also...
They say, well, T1 can do it, why can't we? Unfortunately, they are quite far behind, and T1 are right here, so it's just going to
Oh, this is just wild by fucking Faker, no?
Faker's all the way in the backline, but he does not die. Toby goes golden, and Pace is actually surviving. He's doing the damage, but the Baron goes to T1.
That was wild by Faker. I would never imagine him doing that. Also, if I'm Paze, Paze needs to sit in here. Like, he needs to not move away. He needs to sit in here, just go up this way. Because now you're, like, putting yourself in a farther reached zone for them to even get to you, which is great. You have really good fighting guns, and you need to keep DPSing this. And Owner's, like, not... Like, Owner doesn't, like, feels too afraid to go this way. I mean, Owner should literally be over here, by the way. Like, I don't know why he's over here. I don't know what he's doing, but, like, he should just be over here. So, like, Owner's... he actually gets cut off from the wall. Holy shit. Even Chovy's positioning is, like...
And T1 are right here. Why can't we? Unfortunately, they are...
I'm trying to think here. No flash on Xin Zhao. I mean, literally, he should be, like, here, and, like, this guy should be, like, here. And he could throw his soldiers this way. Yeah, it gives access for Xin Zhao to walk in. But you have Sejuani R, and then you also have Keen to just buy time. The way they approach this is just really bad by GenG. Like, it's just... And the way T1 approached it was also not good. Like, again, he's in a bad spot. He's in a good spot. This wall is, like... Technically, the wall's actually good. Because Faker sees that these guys are, like, have to walk in here. I mean, is the wall actually good? Because Faker could be here... walking this way, and then he could wall these guys this way. No, this wall this way is always infinitely better than the wall going this way. So the wall's like kind of whatever. And wait, I think Keen flashed W the Zac, which does not matter at all. Like, Keen's responsibility is to zone the Xin Zhao. And because Chovy just kind of, like, reefs it as well, like, he has nothing going for him. This game's over. I don't know if I even need to watch any more of this. Wait, what? Huh?
I don't know if they get to contest. I don't know if they get to fight the Elder. Okay, well, Faker is going to be isolated here, and
what?
Going down. He doesn't have flash, and the damage should be able to come through at least to take out.
Okay.
He does get taken down. It is his zone is gone as well. There's no. They don't have control for Elder. It's just never going to be theirs. It's two games that were fresh. On top of it, this is a wise choice. Going to play it respectfully, feel, I think 95% of the time. So they're just trying to not take any mistakes, take it slow, wait for the Baron. That's kind of their, you know, it's not their thing at this point. And just hope that Pace does not 1v5. And with the amount of damage they have, and the amount of money they have, it should be up. Now they're just in a game. They fight at this point. And just hope that Pace does not 1v5. And with the amount
that was a lot of damage.
And the amount of money they have, it should be enough. As now they're just going to engage. They find the damage on the front line. Look at Keen. He was supposed to be tanky as he goes back in. And will be denied any hope there. Down goes Keen. He won it now. But it's been hit her down. I'm
kind of just fast-forwarding this at this point because I can't imagine a world that GenG gets back into this game. It's just not going to happen.
GenG are certainly trying their best to make a stance here, to make a stand, and not just go ahead and lose this one immediately. But
I mean, it is what it is, right? Like, Faker's been on the left side this entire time, and I think, yeah, he shows himself hitting on the left as well. So there's no point on this guy doing this. Once this falls in, they'll take this really easily. You have to do a Hail Mary play, but how?
Make a stand and not just go ahead and lose this one immediately. But Toby is gonna get caught, and so much.
I mean, he should never get caught there, ever. But I mean, like, the game is like in a bad spot anyway, so it's not like I'm gonna be just saying like, oh, like Chovy, you lost the game. But he had like 2 major fights. He really goofed. Like he left Pays out in that top jungle fight, and the Baron pull, like Gambit, like he played that horribly. Not bad, actually. Nah, no, Lulu, you're such a fucking... Oh my god. This is actually not the worst. When you look at it from this side, decent guns for Pays. Zac goes in. You get really fat damage on the backline. So already, and you flash this. Granted, I do think he doesn't need to flash this. Just to say right now, don't think he needs to flash this. Like, let's just watch. Like, he's really scared, but he should trust that his Lulu's gonna properly R this. I guess the thing is, if his Lulu R's this, the Nami R is coming, so no matter what, he has to flash. So this is fine. Okay, so he has to flash no matter what. So Lulu shouldn't R him right away, which is more like a game sense thing, like of knowing like, oh, maybe my AD has to flash Nami Wave no matter what, because if he gets hit by it, they can push into him. And like once he gets this, Lucian could flash on this situation and try to blow this guy up if he really wants to. But he gets insane damage on the back line. Chovy.
Not necessarily in position. Here comes, and they force T1 to flip is really the question. T1 not necessarily in position. Here comes the Zac though, looking for that back line, flashes away. And now Chovy.
It's just, god damn. I just need my Lulu to flash, man. Like if this guy does not get the Q, it just is so much better. But the fact that he gets the Q stops from Pays like actually killing this guy right away. This was a very realistic like fight win. Also, I don't think Chovy has to. Actually, it's fine. I mean, ideally, Chovy shoves Xin Zhao into Canyon. Ideally. He also could have dealt with Nami, but Nami has Flash. So it's best to just go on the guy who's like already stuck. And the Sejuani R was where? So it's on him, so that's why he's stuck. And for Keen, does he have E? Oh, Keen just kills himself. So Keen makes... Okay, there's a lot of errors happening here, but Azir shuffle Xin Zhao this way. Further separates him from his team. Really, really good play by Pays at this point. Like, really good. Don't R. Flash away. Sejuani R, great. That was fine. Keen, move here and then dance. Don't full commit. Dance. He's like not in a position to do anything remotely good. He also could have just flashed on Owner and they could have just killed Owner as well, which also would have been good. Or even just walked up and knocked up Owner. Also would have been good. But he kind of goes for way too much while his team is still like, we have one fight here. This is number 1 fight. And then this is number 2 fight. Now you're creating number 3 fight. And it's like, while this is happening, huh? Nope. Doesn't work that way. So King kills himself. Lehens kills Pays. And they could have killed Xin Zhao, and they actually could have gone at Dragon and won the game. That's actually amazing that they are down 13k and they are in a position to just straight up win. That is so funny. Because once they get this, like, for one, Faker doesn't have to be here. Like they stop this guy, but Faker just needs to go around here and have a wall angle to just blast them. And they're screwed, because no matter what... Actually, he doesn't have wall, which really sucks. But regardless, like, he should just be on this side, poised. He would have killed this. They would have to play extra safe, and it would look infinitely better. The fact that Faker shows and they're trying to min-max this situation is why GenG even gets in this position. They do so much damage that it forces them to come in, and No one can stall them from doing this. I mean, is it just T1 going in too early? Because once this wave comes in, they can 50-50 this, straight up. And this guy always stops them from moving in, always. I don't know. All I know is this was a very, very winnable game for GenG. And even in the end, they almost won it. And T1 kind of just picked apart these mistakes by GenG in these like very key fights around the jungle. And a little bit on around the Baron. And the second T1 got a hold of it, followed by some mistakes by GenG, that was it. That was the game. The Lucian, the Philios Lulu looked like pretty good. Like for lane wise, like they, outside of like one core mistake I didn't like, it worked pretty well. Like the Lucian Nami definitely should not have done as well as it did. The Rek'Sai was fine. I think he could do more, but the Rek'Sai was fine. And Faker's to the was okay. I think some of the wall angles are bad. And the Zenja was not... It was a better game 3, for sure, by Canyon. Like, MVP-wise... trying to think here. This one's harder, because I don't think it's Owner. It actually might be Kyria. Like, his waves and his bubbles were super, super good. I think Canyon's also in discussion for this game because I think he played... I mean, he made some mistakes I didn't like, but he played overall pretty decent. And maybe Zeus, maybe. Because he actually found some really good opportunities. You could say it's Faker, too. I mean, like I have 4 people. I'm not, like, 100% sure which one I'm, like, settled on. But I think this is my number 1 is Kyria. Then probably between these two and then Canyon for number 3. That's game 3.